Hi y'all, Tracey, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl here. Wanted to kind of fill you in on the weekend. No major faux pas. There were a few vegetables involved yesterday, which is just now occurring to me, but we had the taqueria yesterday, or food from the taqueria yesterday, because my husband wanted it. And then some ice cream, but still didn't eat a lot over the weekend, not Saturday or Sunday. Saturday, I literally had 2 meals, one of which was Chick-fil-A. So overall, not a bad weekend. Feeling pretty good about the weekend overall. Not any official exercise, although there was lots of movement. Saturday we went shopping, grocery shopping, went to multiple stores, got stuff done. Yesterday was church, and for some reason I was absolutely exhausted and my stomach was not feeling great, so I laid down and apparently went to sleep for over an hour. No idea kind of what happened there. I started a movie, and when I woke up, it had already clicked off the TV, and it was on the screensaver. So, yeah, that's that. This morning, I am having a bowl of cereal, which I've let it sit for a few minutes, although I will say some of this in here was the dregs of the bottom of the shredded wheat bag. And my coffee. I've already got my first cup of water going. So, yeah, that's the start of the day. I have not done a workout yet. Woke up again this morning with my stomach issues, so workout had to wait, but I will get something done today. Anyway, I will check in with y'all later. Have a good day, y'all. Hi y'all, Tracey, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl here. Suffice it to say, this has been a not great week. Many of you know that Kim and I have been doing a challenge where we check in every day to be accountable. We are accountability partners. The week started out good, or so I thought. Monday, I don't think I really had anything horrible. I had, I think, breakfast casserole, a baked potato from Jason's Deli, half of one, and then beef stroganoff that I made with some Pillsbury crescent rolls. I had 2 of those. And I'd gotten my workout in, all seemed to be going okay. Tuesday morning I get up and I was 100% miserable. My stomach was very unhappy, to the point that I did not really eat a lot on Tuesday, and spent the majority of the day trying to find a doctor. Because I had gotten a letter saying, oh, your physician will no longer be covered as of July the 14th. You need to find a new doctor. And I didn't just get one of these letters, I got like 3. And notifications by email that I needed to find a new primary care. So I'm talking to Kim. I was very frustrated because I was like, trying to find a new doctor is complete and utter nightmare. Ironically enough, I found one of his partners in his practice on my insurance page, and I'm like, I'm just going to look him up and see if he's still on there. As luck would have it, he would. And so because I'm an established patient, they were able to get me in. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but when they had their Black Friday sale for Living DNA, I talked to my cousin, and he had done one, and he was like, I would like it if you did one. So I did. And because it was not that much more expensive, I agreed to do the, I don't remember what they call it, but anyway, like the health side of things. Which I kind of laughed about when I did it, but I was like, it's $20 more, what's the harm? One of the things that it said was you may possibly have, celiac disease. Well, I didn't really think any more about it. I'd never had a problem eating gluten. I'd never had a problem eating breads, or anything like that. So I didn't think it was going to be an issue. Like, I've never had an issue. And, one of the first things that I learned to make after my grandparents-in-law bought me my first cookbook, because I had never had I'd done a handful of things, but I really couldn't cook. And so one of the first things that I learned to do was bake bread. So I loved baking bread. I loved making stuff. That was the only thing that I could really, think of. But I was miserable. So the doctor got me in, and I had a conversation with him, but I started doing some research on possible celiac disease, and kind of got a general idea. Well, in talking to Kim, and she being frustrated by her weight gain and me being frustrated by my stomach issues, I have decided that, especially, given my trip to see her and all of this, that I do not want to have to be hunting for a bathroom the entire time that I'm gone. So I'm going to try to shift to more gluten-free eating for the time being. I know that when I go to the doctor, they said that I need to be eating gluten during that time, but I'm just going to try this and see how my body feels with it. I don't know that that's the cause, and I do want to get confirmation as to, what's going on in the event that that's not what this is. However, in talking to Kim, I made the comment to her, I said, what I may need to do, especially initially while I'm trying to adjust to this new way of eating, is I may need to focus on, if I'm fixing something for them, for instance, and I think I used this example with her yesterday, if they're having tacos or burritos, I can make it a bowl. I can use basically the same ingredients, but I can make it a bowl. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, I was following Nikki Gets Fit, I believe is her channel name. But I followed her lead, and I was very intrigued by the, bowls, by making of the bowls. So I went through a phase where I did a lot of that. And so I think that's kind of what I'm going to try to lean back to for, especially for this next week. So my meal plan, while I may say it's this, I also need to focus on how I'm going to make that work for me. So again, if I'm fixing burritos, because in the spirit of honesty, my meal plan has pretty much fallen by the wayside this week. because I have been just miserable. Like getting out to go to pick up my EpiPen yesterday, which I'm required to have. Literally, Walmart is across a busy street from me, you know, so less than half a mile technically, I guess. I was so miserable I thought I was going to puke coming back home. And I don't know whether part of it is the heat, which I initially thought is why I didn't want to eat. Or, you know, and that may still play a part in it. I don't know. But I'm going to try this and see how it works. So, probably I will be making, you know, just some random ingredients. I've got some ground chicken that I need to use from the butcher box. I've got some ground turkey I need to use, and I've also got, I've got ground beef I need to use right now. So I may just try to make myself a, you know, like a burger bowl or something like that. But I've talked to my husband, and he's on board. Basically, my husband doesn't care so much as long as I feed him. And I have not been doing a good job of that this week, just simply because I haven't felt good. And he knows how bad I've felt. And I'm thankful that he's, you know, he's not the kind of man who expects me to put a meal on the table when I can barely stand up. So, anyway. My computer blacking out is a sign that I need to stop. But basically, in my meal plan, kind of take note, I'm going to be focusing on my protein. And if you have suggestions of some bowls, I am not a big seafood person, but I'm trying to incorporate the things that it says I can eat, which basically, if I'm being honest, that includes dairy products, fruits, vegetables, potatoes, beans, fish, and meats. So I'm going to try to focus on having more of those things, and less, you know, and try to focus on the proteins and the healthier foods, and the more whole foods. And try to do some research on things that can kind of make it easier for me to throw together a quick meal. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of my game plan going forward. I apologize that I did not check in so much this week. I think literally there's a check-in from Monday, and that's it. And so I apologize for that, but please understand that when I could barely function, there wasn't a whole lot of workouts going on. Like, I did some stretches and I did some arm exercises, but it wasn't, you know, like I did a 10-minute workout or whatever. I would fit in stuff here and there where I could. But, you know, tests are being done by my primary care. He's running blood tests. I had to take samples. Not going to go into detail about that, but you can imagine. And I need to try to find a gastroenterologist. So that's next on the list. Anyway, I will hopefully see you back for a meal prep or a meal plan, at least a meal plan. I hope you have a great day, y'all, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day on purpose.